I'd like to bring the August 6th Planning Commission meeting to order. The official start of this meeting is 9 a.m. Sorry for a couple of minute delay. Would you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Would you please silence or turn off all of your cell phones? Thank you for that. I remind those in the audience and those watching on TV that this is the first hearing of any rezoning or text change or special exception request brought to us today. We will first hear a reading of the staff report for the case by the planning staff and ask the applicant to come forward and provide a brief overview of the request. We will then give the opportunity for anyone in the audience who wants to speak for or against that request or to inquire about the said request. Commissioners will have any needed discussion on the case, and once a motion is made and seconded by the commission, a vote will take place and a recommendation will be rendered. The case will go back to the planning department for their independent recommendation. If a favorable recommendation is given, then the case is forwarded to the City Council with the two independent recommendations. If the Planning Department makes a recommendation for denial, the applicant will have 10 days from the receipt of a letter stating the denial to notify the Clerk of Council that they are requesting to be placed on the City Council's agenda. The City Council of Columbus will hold a public meeting called the first reading. Said council shall consider the case, review PAC and Planning Department recommendations, and hear discussion on the matter. Council will make a final decision at a second public meeting called the second reading. Okay, our first case for the day is real quick, just a reminder, if you are here for Hubbard Road, that case has been withdrawn. So if you're here for the Hubbard Road case, that is not happening today and it has been withdrawn. Also, this may be a long meeting, so if you're here for a particular case, once you're done, you are more than welcome to leave. You don't feel the need to stay the whole time. First case for today is REZN 06-25-1190, a request to rezone 0.09 acres of land located at 2506 Riverside Drive. The current zoning is residential multifamily, RMF2. The proposed zoning is residential multifamily 1, RMF1 with conditions. The proposed use is single-family residential. Marion Taylor is the applicant. The property is located in Council District 8. Can we hear the staff report, please?
Good morning. Good morning. This property at 2506 Riverside Drive is 0.09 acres, currently zoned RMF2. Their intent is to build a single-family residential home. There is a structure currently on the property, and they need to rezone it to RMF1 in order to build a single-family home. This will require a condition for a minimum lot size of 3,500 square feet, which is smaller than the standard size for RMF1. There have been no calls or emails about this, and the existing uses in that area are residential along that street and around the corner as well.
Thank you. Commissioners, any questions for staff? Okay, is the applicant here for this case? Could you come forward, please? Anyone here for 2506 Riverside Drive? Yes, will you come forward to the microphone? Give us your name and your address and tell us what your plan is. If you'll come to this one, please.
All right, it's Marion Taylor, and we are changing it to a single-family construction.
Okay. Commissioners, any questions on this? Okay, go ahead.
Is there an existing structure in there already, or is it something that you're building?
It was, but we did the demo on it about 2 months ago.
Okay. And what is going to be the square footage of the new building that you're going to put in there?
I'm not sure yet. It's going to be above, maybe about 15, 16.
Any other questions? Okay, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak for this request? or anyone in the audience that would like to speak against this request? Okay, would a commissioner like to make a motion? Yes, sir.
When it comes to case REZN 06251190, a request to rezone .09 acres of land located at 2506 Riverside Drive, I recommend we approve as requested.
Thank you, sir. All those in favor? Any opposed? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, our next case is REZN 07-25-1259, a request to rezone 3.29 acres of land located at 1042 King Place Drive. Current zoning is single-family residential SFR2. The proposed zoning is single-family residential 1 SFR1. Proposed use is lot re-subdivision. Randall Burkhalter is the applicant. This property is located in Council District 2. Can we hear the staff report, please?
Good morning. 1042 King Place Drive is 3.29 acre lot. It is zoned SFR2, and they are requesting SFR1. They are going to re-subdivide this lot and the lot next door, 6821 Mobley Road. And right now, there are 2 lots for 2 single-family homes, and at the end of this, there will be 2 lots for 2 single-family homes. This is just changing the lot dimensions. There have been no calls or emails regarding this. It's consistent with what is existing, as well as consistent with the future land use.
Okay, is the applicant here for this case? Yes, sir. Will you come up to the microphone and give us your name and your address?
Hi, my name is Randall Burkhalter. I live at 6821 Mobley Road.
Okay. And what's the reason for doing this?
So my property is 3 acres approximately. There's a strip of land that adjacents King Place Drive and my property. It's basically 420 foot long and 30 foot wide. I don't have access to the back half of my property. I'd like to have that, own that strip, which I've got a purchase agreement with the couple at 1042 King Place Drive to buy it. Just so I can have access to the backside of my property off of King Place Drive.
Gotcha. Okay. Commissioners, any questions? Okay, anyone in the audience like to speak for or against this request? Yes, ma'am. If you'll come to the podium over here.
Good morning, Commissioners, and I'd like to thank you for your service on the PAC. My name is Patricia Weekly. I live at 6988 Dovefield Way. I actually did make 2 calls, and I called Mr. Johnson, and I did not receive a return back call, but anyway. My husband and I were the first residents of King Place Estates, building our home there in 1996. I also would like to thank Mr. Burkhalter for meeting with several residents of King Place to discuss his plans. My concern regarding the rezoning is the precedence it would set. Would other residents be able to sell a parcel of their property in the future, disrupting the current landscape? The seller of 1042 King Place is moving to another state and will have no concern about what happens to our beautiful and peaceful King Place Estates. And talking to 11 out of 15 residents, all plan to have King Place as their forever home. So that's my concern.
Okay. Commissioners, any questions? Yes, ma'am.
How are you doing? Are you saying that you have a petition that have been signed by different residents?
We do.
How many on your list?
10.
10 people?
10 really out of
10 homes, okay. Okay, and so they're having the same
right.
problem that you're having?
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Would this work more on a replatting? Is this more like that?
We have to rezone in order to replat. We can't replat 2 different zoning categories. Right now, it's SFR2 and SFR1. So we're only rezoning in order to replat.
Okay,
So again, 2 lots being made into 2 lots.
okay.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, thank you very much. Okay, anyone else in, yes, sir. If you will give us your name and your address, please.
Hey, good morning. My name is Bradley Cross. Live at 1037 King Place Drive. You're going to hear some repeat of what Ms. Pat had to say because we have a collective uniformity of opposition here. But my family and I live in King Place Estates. We're fortunate enough to have been blessed with the opportunity to purchase a home in 2021 in King Place. And we're looking forward to raising our family in King Place for the long term. I would like to start by thanking Mr. Burkhalter for his time to meet with the residents and explaining his intentions with this rezoning proposal. With that being said, after our collective reflection, I'm here today representing the majority voice of the residents of King Place in opposition to the plans as they are currently proposed. Without additional contingencies and assurances to protect the entranceway of the neighborhood and the prestige of the homes in it, we cannot support this rezoning and the plans to follow. The residents of King Place are in opposition with the plans which will allow Mr. Burkhalter to proceed with his intentions to cut himself a driveway into King Place Estates. As the plans are laid out, they would disrupt the tree-lined buffer that flanks the entrance of King Place Estates, altering the original layout of the neighborhood entrance, breaking up the uniformity and privacy which was integral to the design of King Place Estates. The strip of land Mr. Burkhalter intends to purchase, rezone, and cut through is made up of landscaped crepe myrtles and wooded tree growth, serving as a landscaped entrance to the neighborhood, followed by a privacy buffer comprised of tree and shrub growth. This strip of land, by design, purposefully belongs to the first house on the left to ensure the neighborhood maintains its design, uniformity, privacy, and prestige. While the current proposal sounds fine on the surface for the short term, there are longer-term concerns which Mr. Burkhalter cannot provide any assurances around. For example, he plans to subdivide his existing lot into 2 lots, build a new house, and sell his existing house, which has a Mobley Road driveway. What happens when either of those properties are sold in the future? While Mr. Burkhalter may intend to leave the King Place entranceway and tree line buffer intact, minus his new driveway, there's nothing to stop future property owners from making more extreme changes to the landscape and further altering the neighborhood's privacy, prestige, and home values. The decision to sell and rezone this strip of property in question to Mr. Burkhalter and allow his driveway plans is a decision that affects 14 families and the neighborhood they love to call home. It is also a decision that was made solely and privately by one household who are moving from Columbus to Chicago with no investment in the future state of King Place Estates or Columbus, Georgia. They consented to breaking up their lot lines and selling this entryway property without consulting any of the other 14 homes in the neighborhood. Furthermore, we have with us today an opposition petition signed with representation by 10 of the homes in King Place Estates. This data, along with our physical representation today, speaks to the urgency of our collective objection to the plans as they're currently presented. We have other more basic concerns about Mr. Burkhalter's plans. For example, he isn't beholden to anyone to ensure his planned construction matches the quality, size, and uniformity of King Place Estates' other 15 homes. He could choose to install a gravel driveway while the rest of us have poured concrete. He could choose lap siding versus all others having an all-brick exterior. He can install a lower quality mailbox while everyone has all brick mailboxes matching their homes. He could build a separate garage building to use as a workshop while all the other homes were built under strict covenants protecting their uniformity and landscapes. The residents of King Place simply are not comfortable with the risks that these proposed plans bring. The sale of property and its proposed rezoning decision would only benefit Mr. Burkhalter. There's no benefit for the existing King Place residents, some of which who lived in King Place since the neighborhood was built in the 90s, and some of which are young families, mine included, desiring to raise their children in a safe, quiet, prestigious neighborhood they were blessed to be able to buy into. These proposed plans would quite literally allow an outside individual to carve his way into our neighborhood. Without any assurances or upside to the residents, we cannot in good conscience support a decision to approve these plans as described. Instead, we would suggest Mr. Burkhalter leverage his existing Mobley Road driveway to access the part of his property intended for his new home. We would be open to hearing any out-of-box solutions that would offer contingencies to protect the land in question, which serves as a landscaped entrance and buffer for our neighborhood. If the rezoning were somehow contingent on the prevention of any future change in landscape beyond a small driveway opening, we'd be open to understanding how those contingencies could be built in. However, we'd have serious questions around how such contingencies could and would be enforced and how it could be applied to the land henceforth, not just for Mr. Burkhalter and the short term. Thank you for your time and consideration today.
Commissioners, questions? Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you said there was no meeting prior to his decision with the neighborhood?
There was no meeting prior to his agreement with the individuals that are selling their home that intend to divide their lot lines and sell him off a small strip of property. The neighborhood proactively reached out to him, and he did graciously meet with some residents to describe his intentions.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Do y'all currently have an HOA?
Unfortunately, we do not have an HOA, which would have prevented this situation.
So no current, like architectural guidelines that are, I guess because you don't have an HOA. you don't have
Correct. There
those
are
guidelines.
covenants that were established
Yeah.
when John P. Thayer developed the neighborhood in the 90s. Those kind of dictate the size and architecture and landscape of the homes. They're all 25 to 2,700 square foot, all brick homes on 1.5 to 3 acre lots.
Any other questions? Okay, is there anyone else in the audience that would like to speak for or against this request? Okay. Would a commissioner like to make a motion?
I have a question.
Sure.
Can we kind of see if we can put in any conditions that would not affect the neighborhood and kind of,
I think we
because if you
can,
look at it, it's a very thin strip of land.
Yeah.
It comes with conditions.
yeah.
That would be your purview.
I don't know what kind of conditions they could put in, or maybe a buffer maintenance condition or something.
I think that the neighborhood's main concern is future use of this property. Is that accurate?
That's the primary, the loudest concern. And the prestige of the entrance way.
Yep. Yes, sir.
So if I'm understanding correctly, you want to maintain the buffer that runs along the initial drive and then have a driveway that meets the standards of the neighborhood? I mean, just looking at the offset, if they were to put a house on the backside, it would be covered by another house and a tree line, essentially.
Will you come up to the microphone for us?
Yeah, our concerns are not so much that he wants to build himself a home and even not so much as allowing him to cut a driveway into the neighborhood. The uniformity of the homes and the driveways and the architecture and the style is important, as the other ones are all built with strict covenants as mentioned. The greater concern is if he or future property owners or whoever purchases his Mobley Road home that he plans to subdivide and sell off, what will they do to the property that now serves as the landscaped entrance to our neighborhood?
Okay, any other questions?
I have one.
Sure.
So Mr. Burkhalter did meet with members of the residents,
He did.
and that meeting was unsuccessful, or?
I would say it was successful in us gaining insight into his intentions. There was no intention to persuade Mr. Burkhalter out of his plans. It was more of a fact-finding conversation to understand what the intentions are.
So you're just not happy with the outcome, what his intentions are for the property?
After reflecting on the information that the neighborhood gathered from that conversation, we're not comfortable with the plans and the long-term consequences.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, when it comes to case REZN 0725-1259, a request to rezone 3.29 acres of land located at 1042 King Place Drive, I'm going to recommend that we table this case and for y'all to be able to get back together and maybe resolve some of the differences y'all have as far as the drive and the architecture goes and protecting that driveway. And just y'all meet again, and then we can come back and revisit this.
With conditions. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When I met with the community, I have a copy of the original covenants. And of course, I have no way of showing them that I'm going to abide by them, but other than my word. But I do have a copy of the original covenants, and that is what I'm going to plan on, proceeding forward if I ever do build a house. I have no immediate plans of doing anything with the property except being able to have access to that end of it. I do plan, if this is approved, I have to have it resurveyed after the rezoning is done. I plan on dividing it into a 2.25 acre lot, and then where my existing house is approximately 3/4 of an acre lot, which I'm not changing that at all. So I could possibly take the old covenants and make them run with the land. I don't know how to do that. I've never done that before. They don't currently have covenants, so I don't know how that would proceed.
I think what they would like is for you to meet with them. I think what we would like is for you to meet with them
Okay.
and bring those covenants, and you all agree to terms, and then come back to us with, this is the proposal, these are the conditions that the neighborhood has come to terms with, and then bring that back to us. Because if we sit here and try to, in this meeting, come up with conditions that works for everybody, that's not going to be effective. So we'd like for you guys to do that.
Okay.
Is that accurate?
That's what
Okay.
I was conveying.
Was there a second? Yes, ma'am. All those in favor? Any opposed? Okay, thank you.
Are we tabling that to the next meeting, or just to be determined?
I would say to be determined based on their ability to meet. Okay? All right, next case is REZN 05-25-1262, a request to rezone .07 acres of land located at 109 23rd Street. Current zoning is residential multifamily 2, RMF 2. Proposed zoning is single-family residential 4, SFR 4. The proposed use is single-family residential. Ryan Clements is the applicant. This property is located in Council District 7. Can we hear the staff report?
Yes, you can. I accidentally put his folder away. Give me 1 second. Okay. So this is a piece of property located at 109 23rd Street. It is .07 acres. I'm sure you all saw this lot and thought, how in the world would they develop this? But they are rezoning it to combine it with the lot next door that we rezoned maybe 2 months ago. So it still will be a single-family use like the one that was rezoned next door. They're just going to resize it and make it a standard lot. So we do not need to put any conditions. This does conform with the existing land use, which is vacant and residential out there. It is consistent with the future land use as well. And Mr. Clements is here if you have any questions. And there were no calls or emails regarding this.
Good morning. Will you just give us your name and address for the record?
Yes, good morning, Commissioners. I'm Ryan Clements, and I'm here representing NeighborWorks Columbus, and my address is 1534 Everhart Avenue.
Thank you, sir. Tell us what they're planning to do there.
Okay. So the property at the corner of First Street and 23rd Avenue, which Ms. Shepherd mentioned, has already been rezoned. Subsequent to that rezoning, this sliver of property was obtained, and so now to consolidate all of that together, we have to rezone this so that it's in the same zoning type, consolidate the parcels, and then subdivide so that NeighborWorks can put 2 homes on the new combined parcel.
Okay. Commissioners, any questions? Okay. Anyone in the audience here like to speak for this request? Or anyone that would like to speak against this request? Okay, would a commissioner like to make a motion?
When it comes to case REZN 0725-1262, a request to rezone .07 acres of land located at 109 23rd Street, I recommend we approve as requested.
Okay, thank you. A second? Thank you, ma'am. All those in favor? Okay, all opposed? All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Okay, our next case is, excuse me, REZN 07-25-1264, a request to rezone 14.41 acres of land located at 5350 Veterans Parkway. The current zoning is single-family residential 3, SFR 3. The proposed zoning is general commercial, GC. The property is used, the proposed use is place of worship with commercial coffee shop. Mike McGarvey is the applicant. Property is located in Council District 8. Can we hear the staff report on this one?
Correct. So this, I'm sure you've seen it as you've driven by. This is going to remain a church. They have an existing coffee shop, which we did allow as an accessory use because it was to be opened by the church, run by the church. All the proceeds go to the church. So we allowed them to do that as an accessory use. Now they don't want to operate the coffee shop. They want to have a commercial enterprise operate the coffee shop and not be associated with that. So we do have to change it to commercial in order to make that legal. But the coffee shop is there, so there'll be no additional traffic concerns.
Okay, thank you. Are you the applicant for this?
I report to him. He is out of
Okay.
town. My name is Renee Hammonds. I reside at 5012 Turnberry Lane, Columbus.
Okay, thank you. So I think she told us the details of anything else that we need to know.
Our intention with the coffee shop is to have a third-party coffee shop to come in that is another nonprofit.
Okay.
Our intentions all along was for any proceeds. By the way, we have not made 1 penny of profit. We have put more into it. We have opened up an all-inclusive playground to the city 7 days a week. We wanted to be able to offer restroom facilities, which are inside the building. We wanted to offer refreshments for hot days. Any proceeds go back into local missions, such as supporting foster care families. We have sent monies to Mercy Med. There are many local nonprofits that go to those people that are unable to meet their personal needs. So that is what any proceeds above the expenses will go to once we start making those.
Gotcha. Okay. Commissioners, any questions? Okay, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak for this request? Or anyone in the audience that would like to speak against this request? Okay, would a commissioner like to make a motion? Yes, sir.
When it comes to case REZN 0725-1264, a request to rezone 14.41 acres of land located at 5350 Veterans Parkway. What is that? Yeah. I recommend we approve as requested.
A second, thank you. All those in favor? All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, our next case is REZN 05-25-1303, a request to rezone .46 acres of land located at 2110 Winton Road. Current zoning is neighborhood commercial. The proposed zoning is general commercial. The proposed use is general commercial. Flournoy Winton Village LLC is the applicant. The property is located in Council District 3. Can we hear the staff report on this, please?
This is an existing commercial building located at 2210 Winton Road. They are requesting general commercial in order to do different retail uses and a dog boarding daycare business, which would not be permitted in the current zoning. So they are requesting GC, general commercial. There have been no calls or emails regarding this, and it is consistent with the existing and future land use.
Thank you. Commissioners, any questions? Good morning.
Good morning.
Will you give us your name and address and tell us what the plan is?
Yeah, I'm Jennifer Flournoy, and my address is 1615 Summit Drive, Unit 4, Columbus, Georgia. And I am trying to revitalize that corridor. There are approximately 20 buildings from Peacock to Forest Avenue. I have my dog hotel clients here, and they'll be speaking today. And I've got Bitsy Deadweiler from Midtown, and I don't think she's feeling very well, and I'm really glad she's here for support, but I really wish you'd go home because you don't, you don't look like you feel well. Anyway, we have a lot of support. They have a very nice, probably the nicest upscale dog hotel you've ever seen. They're very enthusiastic about their project, and I want them to say something to y'all about it. I've got, when I bought the property, it had been somewhat vacant for a long period of time. It was in bad shape. Probably had about 8 tenants, and I have probably 5 right now. I've got, part of that section is the Blue Jay Barber Shop, which has been here for 100 years. And I actually have someone reopening the Blue Jay Barber Shop as the Blue Jay Barber Shop. And I have a Scottish restaurant going in next door. So that should be pretty interesting and different for the city of Columbus and the Winton area, because we don't really have a lot of mom and pop type places, which is really what I'm going for. I really don't want to see more chains in the area. I want it to go back to what it originally was. Local people opening up businesses and taking care of the neighborhood, because that has been a problem for a while. And I've already seen a pretty good change, and I also have Napier's vegetable market across the street that was my first tenant that I acquired in that building. So it's just a nice little project for the nice little neighborhood, and should support, you know, everybody around there. And we're, you know, right next to Aflac. We've got several new businesses popping up in the area, and some people would love to stay in Midtown and possibly go to dinner and do things there instead of driving downtown and having a problem, you know, parking or dealing with it, maybe an older crowd in the Winton area too, so, and less congestion. So I would appreciate it if y'all would consider my request. And if you have any other questions, let me know.
Okay. Commissioners, any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you named several different businesses that are going to be moving into your location. Okay, is this going to take up all the empty spaces that are there, what you're saying now that was empty?
I hope so, if I can fill them up with tenants.
Okay, so the majority of it will take up, what you named will take up empty spaces.
Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak for this request? Y'all come to the podium, please, and give us your name and address.
Hello, my name is Janitha Lewis, 507 Biggers Road, Columbus, Georgia, 31906.
Same address. No, we're delighted and excited to be in front of you this morning. As Ms. Flournoy said, Jarnitha and I represent, I'm sorry, my name is Wassel Lewis. Jarnitha and I represent Refined Pet Wellness Club. It is an upscale club that is our passion. And so we are excited about the entire beautification, green space that we've offered, canine turf, all throughout the facility. On the outside, we have a water park on the outside as well. But the dream or the vision is to be a one-stop shop for fur baby lovers. so that you can have boarding, you can have daycare, you can have spa experiences. As Ms. Flournoy said, it is high-end, so we're excited about that as well. Any questions for us?
These pets seem to have a good life.
They do.
They do.
They do, and they will.
Any questions, commissioners? Okay, thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, anyone else in the audience that needs to speak for or against this request? Okay, would a commissioner like to make a motion? Yes, sir.
In reference to REZN 07251303, a request to rezone 0.46 acres of land located at 2210 Went Road. Current zoning, neighborhood commercial, proposed zoning, general commercial. I motion that we approve the proposed for general commercial.
Thank you. Second, thank y'all. All those in favor? And then pass. Thank you. Okay, our final case for today is REZN 07-25-1260, a request to rezone 21.70 acres of land located at 8828 Veterans Parkway and 4885 Charleston Way. Current zoning is planned unit development. PUD, proposed zoning is planned unit development. The proposed use is single and multifamily residential. Tiger Creek Development is the applicant. Property is located in Council District 6. Can we hear the staff report on this, please?
Yes, this is 21.70 acres that is currently zoned planned unit development, and the proposed zoning is planned unit development. And anytime there is any change to an existing planned unit development, we do have to go through this process. And so the request for these single-family lots and multifamily townhomes does have to go through this process. And the request, last I saw it, was approximately 16 single-family lots off Sullivan's Drive. Those would be consistent with an SFR2 lot, the closest that we have. And the 83 townhomes off Charleston Way would be similar to RMF1. Each of those would be below that maximum dwelling unit per acre for those two categories. The single-family parcel of this would be consistent with what is out there. The multifamily portion is not. So for that question of if it's compatible, part of it is compatible, part of it is not. Hold on one second, please. Excuse me, we are going to have to table this matter. We have someone that owns property within the area, and she's going to have to recuse herself, and we do not have enough voting members.
Okay.
So we will have to get a later date and make sure if everyone could be here. Our next date is August 20th, and I'll make sure that we have enough planning commissioners prior to that.
Okay, thank you for that. We are adjourned.
Oh, if you could just vote to table it to that next meeting, that would not be a.
All right, so do we need a motion for that? or
Yes, a
just-
motion for the August 20th, and that way
Sure.
everyone who's here will know.
Make them.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to be here for, so let me see if I can check the calendar on that.
Okay, please hold. I just want to have a date for the people that are here. We meet the first and third Wednesdays at 9 a.m. Dave?
Okay, so, I guess table to August 20th, if you'll make that motion. Yes, sir.
If we're not, like, out of town that time, and I represent the board for one of the opposing, if that date doesn't work for me, does that have any effect? Because I'm not going to be able to come here to speak.
I would say you all need to have, voice those concerns to the planning department, but you need to have someone to represent you at that meeting, however it is. Is that accurate? I mean,
We can't schedule it, we need to schedule it for the first.
we have, okay, okay.
When it comes to case REZN 07251260, request to rezone 21.70 acres of land located at 8828 Veterans Parkway and 4885 Charleston Way. Recommend we table it due to a lack of votes, and the next date would be August the 20th to hear the case.
All those in favor? Thank you. Okay. We are adjourned. Thank you.